4 p.m., right? Oh, 3 p.m. Alarm's done. We are back, guys. We're back again. Guys, we are trying to come back again. Not sure how long though. Probably a few more minutes, but okay. If you're watching on TikTok, go check the link on my profile. That's my YouTube channel. We need to get as many watch hours as is possible done. And I'm live on YouTube, so Samira, soo dhawaada kheerta. Maxaa haysaan maanta? I had to answer a call, so I kinda hmm, November 26th. Soo dhawaada kheerta. Waxaa ii samaysaan saxaan weyn. Kow horta ii sheergareeya. Laba ila jooga. Saddex YouTube-ka kor saaran watch hour badan u baahan yahay. Shalay toban video aan soo dhigay dhalinyaro badan kulligin si fiican baad yeesheen. Horta subscribes badan waa kusoo darteen channelkii. Watch hourkiina hal saac baa ku kordhay. So that means at least qof walba 5 minutes uu daawaday. Channelkaas maaragtay muhiimad weyn aan ka leeyahay. Marka hala kor hala fiiriyo. Niyo waxaan u maleynaya last time xitaa inay ayaga iga saareen. Please ii tijaabiya inuu linku ku jiro. Iisoo sheega. Walaal fiican baa isoo sheegtay. Last time ugu tiri niyo channel baa dadka u diraysaa aan meeshaba linkiga kuu saarnay. Marka maanta ma fiirinaa marketska meesha maraayaan. Saturday Sunday wax badan ma dhicin. Laakiin let's go to the market update today. Queen, welcome. Hit the likes if you're here. Hit the likes. Waana ku mahadsantihiin soo dhawaada dhammaantiin. BlackRock down over. Okay, so few articles aan akhrinayna. All of them were economically. So iska soo dhawow, iska dhegeyso, tag like-ka ku dhufo. YouTube-ka kor saaran aada dad khatar iska dhiga. Fahmaysaan?
All the metrics that made
YouTube-ka live aan ka ahay sidoo kale. So haddaa YouTube-kayga aadid live aan ka ahay. That's why ariyo u daaraynin because YouTube is sensitive waa ogtihiin soo maha. Already demonetized waaye. Haddana haddii ay haddana violation kale igu sii qabsanaya live streamkiisa haddaan wax ku daaro. So wax inaan daaro ma rabo. Soo dhawaada dhammaantiin walaalayaasha. Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you guys. Baryahan you know maskaxda waxay ku qabaysaa newska dhan markaa ka seexatid. Faraha ka qaadin newska dhan. Leave it alone. You know, you'll be free. Your brain will rest. And that's what I did these days. I just detox my brain. And you'll see that sometimes I will do the same when it comes to social media. Like I won't post for a little bit just to give myself a break because maskaxda, when you get used to all the like electronics and that are going on your face 24/7, it's not good for you. So give yourself a break sometimes. Detox yourself from social media and go to the YouTube, the YouTube link, please, on top. Go. I need your help. I need your help. Not just subscribe. Go any of my videos and watch for 5 minutes. Please help me out. All right. That's the main reason why we keep pushing live streaming. All right. BlackRock dumped over 100 million of its crypto last week. BlackRock is holding large amount. It's mentioned many times. Many times, BlackRock is one of the largest holders of Bitcoin in the world, right? If they dump the Bitcoin they have, it's gonna be close to 1 million Bitcoin dumped on the markets. So they've been selling off since October. Remember, the sell-off started around October, and they kept continuously selling off since October. So that means last 2 months and some, BlackRock was selling slowly, right? Getting out of whatever else they investing into. Maybe they're getting into AI with Nvidia and the Saudi King, and so two areas that are going really really high now is electricity and AI, because AI needs electricity basically. That's why, right? And BlackRock is, and many other companies, right? Arthur Hayes, if you guys know Arthur Hayes, is one of the first crypto, Bitcoiners. Also, I think he's CEO of an exchange. I don't know which exchange it is. So this guy, um, he talks about, if you see the AI bubble right now, it's like we're in 1994. Well, if you go back and look at the history, what happened in 1994 was the tech was going like crazy, right? And then early 2000, 1999, 2000, they have what they call tech bubble, where a lot of companies just wiped out, right? But then you have when all that hype and bubble is building up. So now is the time where everything's kind of building up back, and everyone is just throwing money left and right, betting on good, like huge gains. It's like we're trying to survive, right? We're trying to get money to get just pay off the necessities, right? But these giant companies, they're not looking for that. They're looking to gain $1 trillion. They looking to multiply the money. Where you tunes of where you have people like Elon Musk talking about, oh, we are, his goal is like a trillionaire in the next coming years. So it's insane. Where is that money coming out, right? Well, maybe Venezuela has something to do with that. Maybe other oil producing companies are in the line of getting attacked by the United States and wherever thieves, ruling around, right? So billionaires who invested in Trump and he becoming, you know, to be a president and all that stuff, they need that money paid back, and it's insane. Okay, the market, cryptocurrency market led by Bitcoin, showed the signs of recovery. BlackRock, the world's largest investment firm, continue offloading the median crypto. Its iShare Bitcoin ETF (IBIT) recorded significant outflows in the week from November 21st to November 28th, so since yesterday, totaling about $113 million. Sorry, not billion. So that's not too much, honey. That's actually a modest sell. On November 21st, the ETF saw an outflow of 122 million, okay, followed by another 149 million on November 22nd. and in the next 2 days brought some relief, with inflows of $83 million on November 23rd and 61.5 million on November 2020, November 24th. However, this brief recovery was overshadowed by a sharp outflow on November 25th, pushing the total outflow for the week of $113.7 million. Despite the mix of inflows and outflows, the net negative movement remains a red flag after outflows of 271.1 million in the first 2 days. The inflow that followed were not enough to offset the heavy sell-off. So basically, even with the inflow, there is still they're still selling, basically. If they knew this market is going to recover really good, then why would they sell it unless they know somewhere else their money could be useful. Indeed, the outflows are likely to add more pressure to Bitcoin price, which is struggling to maintain the 90,000 support zone. Even so, on-chain data suggests that asset may see sustained gains in the coming days. Bitcoin shows a significant signs of market bottom. In this case, data shared by Ali Martinez on November 29th on X shows that, which is today, Bitcoin nearing a key low risk zone based on its Sharpe ratio. So basically, he is saying we might be in a local bottom. That's only to be seen in the coming weeks. But for now it continues. XRB's price outlook is back in the spotlights after a fresh wave of whale activity sent more than 372 million worth of tokens across exchanges. At the time when the asset is attempting to hold $2 support, transfer are raising questions about whether XRB is gearing up for a new leg higher or raising a pullback. The movements all flagged within a 3-hour window on November 29th show a mix of inflow and outflow that together created a slightly bullish tilt in near-term market structure. The largest transfer involved of 103 billion XRB, worth about 229.19 million dollars, moving out of BitGet and into unknown wallet, a shift that typically signs reduced sell pressure. This fall is followed by $34 billion worth of 77.12 million dollars, moving from unknown wallet to BitGet. So basically, who's changing hands? Nobody knows. Suggesting possible near-term sell pressure. A third transfer of 300 billion XRV, worth of 6.11 million dollars, also moved to BitGet, adding the potential sell-off liquidity. So basically, someone is getting ready to offload large amount of XRP. If you're holding it, expect volatility, basically, to the upside and to the downside. Google's parent company Alphabet is ending November on a high, but the latest technical readings now points to potential cool off after one of its strongest rallies in this line. Over the past month, Google had rallied more than 16%, trading 320 hours of this past, what is it, press time. Historically, RSI levels above 70 often signal a potential reversal, with stock tending to face pullback or correction in the following weeks. This dynamic is particularly relevant for a stock like Alphabet, whose valuations has soared as investing enthusiasm outpaced underlying fundamentals. So basically, people are overhyped on betting on Alphabet and other, um, and that's crazy thing is like people are trading the traditional markets, not only trading but they sent it to really high valuations, right? While the risk assets have seen a huge decline, not even small decline, huge decline. A growing number of analysts believe that the cryptocurrency risk is likely to see more capital inflows in the coming months, with several assets poised to perform or to outstand. To this end, such renewal investor focus could see a select altcoins approach market cap of okay, I am back, guys. To this end, okay, what was I talking about? So basically, they saying some coins could see a reversal, mainly Dogecoin, Cardano, and like basically the top 10. Watch for the top 10 and whatever it does. Am I still muted? No. A growing number of analysts believe that the cryptocurrency market is likely to see more capital inflows in the coming months. Have I read this before? Okay, let's see. Oh, we read it. Okay, so basically, they are expecting that the market cap of Dogecoin and Cardano to reach $50 billion in 2026. Dogecoin trading is around 14 cents as of this time, with a market cap of 22.69 billion, would rather roughly 220 growth to reach 50 billion. So basically, what they're saying is if Cardano, no, if Dogecoin rallies to the price they expect it to be, it's gonna be 120 percent growth. Okay, the latest insight indicates that Doge continues to attract large holders, with wealth accumulation steadily increasing, even as institutional inflows through its ETF have weakened. Analysts point out that while the ETFs lack lackluster, I don't know what that is, demand briefly weighted a sentiment, Dogecoin's historic performance has never depend depended heavily on institutional investors. Yeah, coins like Dogecoin always depend on on consume what is it normal investors, not institutional investors. Okay. Cardano's price at around 41 cents with a market cap nearly 14.99 billion, requires closely 233% growth to hit 50 billion dollars. So that, I mean, it's a good return. The asset recently slipped below the critical 50% 50 cents support level. What am I doing? Raising short-term concerns. Yet on-chain data shows that large wallets have been quietly accumulating ADA during this period of weakness. The accumulation sign aligns with a notable increase in such interest or online discussions surrounding Cardano. Investors that have often preceded broader market re-engagement. Analysts noted that ADA's long-term prospect depend heavily renewed ecosystem activities, stronger DeFi participation, and improved on-chain usage, which is true. But will it 233% to reach the 50 billion market cap? That's the question. Will Dogecoin do the same thing? I don't know. I don't know. It can definitely. If institutional investors turn away from traditional market, which they were hyping so hard this time, especially this year, and they come to risk assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum and so on, yeah, we could see that type of growth in no time. Welcome, guys. Tap the screen if you're here. Bitcoin has dropped 11.3% over the past week, currently trading around, that was a long time ago. This is March. What? This article was March. Imagine March this year, the high that we retraced from was $110,000. And then when this article came, um, everyone was scared. So it tells us, hey, market data always plays the same. When you see people jumping into the market and buying heavy, and the market's overvalued, get your stuff out or get ready to jump out. And when you see fears building and everybody's crying and people are saying, "Oh no, market is dead," right? That's when you need to accumulate slowly. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, brother? What's my snap? Let me see who's asking. I don't even know. I don't even know if I have a snap, but I do have a snap, but it's kind of dying out. Check my YouTube at the top, please, if you would. I'm a live stream on YouTube as well. I'm building my YouTube. Appreciate you for the support, brother. Um, but yeah, I need to watch hours for my YouTube as well. So if you want to support, go ahead and jump to the YouTube and watch 5 minutes and share with your friends and everybody that you know. Thank you for the support, brother. Okay, so here is my thesis, bro. Right, every single article you read about the traditional markets is indicating a crazy level of euphoria. People are throwing everything in the market, in the traditional market, right? And S&P 500, whatever you read, the other article we read was about Alphabet, Google's, whatever, right? They're overvalued. It's crazy levels, right? So that tells me they are going to correct soon. The traditional market will see bleed out like we haven't seen. When? I don't know. The combined market capitalization of 500 S&P 500 has surged back above 60 trillion market. Whew. 6 trillion mark, reclaiming nearly all losses from early November and signaled renewed confidence across US equities. According to S&P global data, total market value reached about 60.7 trillion on November 2026, making one of the strongest recoveries of the year. A sharp reversal from November's pullback. Welcome everybody. Please tap the screen for me. Thank you. The rebound follows a brief downturn earlier in the month when the index dipped around 58.3 trillion dollars. Did I say billion? Trillion amid geopolitical tensions around rate path uncertainty. The weakness proved temporary over the final 2 weeks of November, the last 2 weeks of basically of this month. Buyers stepped in aggressively, mirroring a pattern seen several times throughout 2025 after micro driven pullbacks. So this was the biggest. I think this was February 19th to April 8th. That was the biggest drop. Everything else was just like small. It dropped from 56 point something trillion to 44.3 trillion dollars. So you're talking about a market that is like trillions of dollars and it's correcting in trillions of dollars. Well, if you look at the risk assets, Bitcoin itself is currently trading a market cap of I think is under $2 trillion. No, about $2 trillion. No, nope. Market cap of Bitcoin, I'm getting it wrong, is $1.8 trillion, right? So that tells you the S&P 500 is literally losing a day or gaining the amount, the entire market cap of crypto combined. Within 2 weeks, it literally did like four times, no, actually one time the market cap of of Bitcoin. So that's why when people tell you, oh, Bitcoin is going $1 million, what they mean is its market value is only $2 trillion. But S&P 500 is $60 trillion. $60 trillion. If it does half of that, Bitcoin will not be $1 million. It will not be, because it's 10x. So if you 10x, it will be $20 trillion. Am I right? So if you 10x $2 trillion, you have $20 trillion. Even if Bitcoin 10x is from here, you have $20 trillion asset. Because remember, if the price 10x's, the market cap will also 10x. Now S&P 500 can't 10x, or maybe not. I don't know, but that thing is $60 trillion. I hope you heard it right. So when people tell you, hey, Bitcoin is like a teenager, it's a baby, it's like it's just learning how to walk, learning to be responsible in the streets, right? It's not driving yet. It's that little baby yet. Imagine your kid and you seeing them, oh, they're responsible. Now they can go to school. You can trust them going to school for the first time and then get back home without you being there, and you building that confidence and trust. That's like a Bitcoin. Money does not trust it 100% yet. People with trillions of dollars do not trust to put their money in something that is volatile, in something that they don't understand how it works, in something that does not stop trading. You cannot, it doesn't have a switch. The S&P 500 has a switch. They can turn it on and off. They can freeze trading anytime. They can freeze assets. You can freeze on Bitcoin. You can. It doesn't have on and off. It's always on 24/7 days. It does not stop. Right. So if they put something like that, trillions of dollars, and they can control who buys, they can control who sell. Humans love control. They love power and they love control. That's two things you're gonna learn about humans. They love control and they love power. And money gives them both. Money gives them power, unlimited power, and money gives them control, unlimited control. So banks don't want to let this go. 2 trillion is all you have for Bitcoin. That's it's even under. It needs $100 billion, close to 100, and it needs 185 billion dollars to reach 2 trillion still. Imagine the amount, the hype that could, if that comes in the market into Bitcoin today, everybody would be hyped, right? But here you have the S&P 500, 2 weeks losing over $2 trillion, and then last 2 weeks of the month gaining $2 trillion, like there's no tomorrow. And you don't even hear it from anywhere that it went crazy. It did not even move. It looks like it didn't even move. Despite the periods of volatility, S&P 500 overall trajectory this year has remained firmly upward. The index began 2025 nearly 54 trillion in market value. Beginning this year, it was 50. So what did it gain? It gained $6 trillion in a year. The entire crypto market is not half of that. But this thing gained $6 trillion in 1 year. Yeah, and it's the same chart I'm showing. April 8th, it was $44.3 trillion. So from 44 to 60, it actually gained more than that. So there is money, plenty of money, but money is not interested in something that they cannot control. That's clear. Everybody knows. I mean, they understand the importance of Bitcoin, and it is like a gold, and it would be much worth a lot more than gold is. But they won't trust it because they can't control it. That's clear. Late summer total market cap had cleared 57. So within few months, within 6 months, it did 54 to about $2 trillion, $3 trillion. Is it three? Looks like $3 trillion to me. So what I'm saying is, if you invested in the traditional markets, maybe put a stop loss somewhere. Don't lose your gains because it may round trip. It made round trip, and if it corrects, it's gonna correct big numbers. It's not correct. It's not gonna correct small numbers. Imagine something that's $60 trillion like S&P 500 losing few percentages, right? Because if it went 50% up, like everybody would have known that. We don't know the amount of gains, like $5 trillion gain in a single week or 2 weeks. We don't hear that because the percentage gain is so small compared to its own value. But if that money, a quarter of that money goes to Bitcoin, everybody's gonna know because Bitcoin it's still less than $2 trillion, right? So people love huge candles. People love hearing huge success, and that is where the hype comes. And they don't want to give you that hype. Money doesn't want to give you that hype. They can't control Bitcoin. They can't. That's it. No any other reason why they won't put that money. But they did that, like they did 3-4 times the money, the amount in S&P 500. Now, now you have countries that are basically, let's say, developing countries, right? With not even like democratic leaders, right? That's the term doesn't really matter. If the person, the leader you have is smart and they can understand how economic works, right? Then they can build a prosperous country, right? They can understand where the world is going. They can understand what they need to do to make sure they, you know, put, put their country first. So Kazakhstan central bank is going to allocate $300 million towards building a digital assets. Now that could come in many. We will read this article, but it could come in many forms. When you say digital assets, maybe they're gonna build data centers and increase the capability in AI. You know, Kazakhstan is closely tied with Turkey, and lately Turkey's been building, increasing their capabilities when it comes to AI, specifically in warfare. So now they could go that way, or they could just say, "Hey, um, we're gonna put that money in digital assets. We're gonna create our own stable coin." But either way, it's a good thing that they're doing something good for themselves. The Bank of Kazakhstan is preparing to enter the digital asset sector with a new crypto-linked reserve position inside its gold and foreign exchange holdings. Beginning in 2025, which was early this year, the central bank may allocate between 50 million to 300 million in high-tech equities and regulated instrument tied to the digital asset economy, making one of the largest government-backed crypto-related investment plans in Central Asia. A strategic move to alternative asset class. The new reserve will operate under the alternative portfolio structure that allows for exposure to high yield assets. Basically, Kazakhstan to sell gold and forex assets to buy 300 million in digital assets. The National Bank of Kazakhstan may require up to 300 million on what basically when they say they're gonna buy crypto, all they're gonna buy is Bitcoin. Everything else is a risk play, and they understand that. Kazakhstan's plan to launch a crypto reserve managed by the central bank, according to the national bank chairman Timur Suleimanov, Mr. Suleimanov. Rather than buying volatile cryptocurrency directly, the central bank will prioritize exchange traded funds or ETFs and equities of companies involved in blockchain and digital currency infrastructure. Officials emphasized the investment will only occur when the market conditions are favorable and return potential meets institutional threshold. Funded, funded through the confiscation and reserve optimization. Kazakhstan plans to supplement with the. Okay, so I see Ripple, so they may be tied to Ripple or XRB. Let's see. The reserve would using digital assets seized from illegal operations, and that is where a lot of governments went instead of buying it directly. They will go after wallets, which maybe they're not paying their cryptocurrencies and their monies on exchange. Like, thank you, Madsen, shukran. Maybe their money is on, let's say, Coinbase or Binance or something like that. It's easy reach for them. It's easy grab. And once they get that money, America holds 200 million, over 200 million, not million, sorry, 200,000 Bitcoin because of like that. The Silk Road, whatever that was, few other, illegal or drug related Bitcoin seizures. It's good to see. Good to see. Good to see. So now we have a lot of countries. The let's see, Ripple. What is wrong with Ripple? All right, we're at the XRB. I don't see anything else important right there. Let's see what else came. Hmm. Remember the article we read about XRP and the movement um, of coins of exchange? I think more might be moving up. I mean, they've seen the amount of pressure, sell pressure coming into the coin. They're struggling to hold $2, where a lot of people were telling you, "Oh no, 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 we're going to XRB is going to $100." It's like illusion. It's like no, it won't. Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. Sorry, but no, I don't agree with you. $133 billion, and you want to tell me that something got 60 billion coins in the market? Can another 10x? Why? Why? Where's the money coming from? China's central bank to reaffirm crypto ban flags stablecoin risks following multi-agency meeting. People's Bank of China, the country's central bank, has reaffirmed its stance on digital asset operations are illegal in the country and have flagged particular risk around about stable usage following multi-agency meeting on Friday. Usually China does that when they know the market might be going down just to protect its citizens, right? But also last week we read multiple licenses awarded to agencies or businesses, crypto or digital asset managers in Hong Kong. So I wonder if they're gonna stop all of those, or maybe Hong Kong has different kind of rulings they follow. Virtual currencies do not have the same legal status as fiat currency, lack legal tender status, and should not and cannot be used as currency in the market. That's what the bank said. Translated to English, the central bank also said it would severely crack down illegal and criminal activities. The comments follow a meeting in Beijing on Friday, which convened representatives from 13 government agencies aiming the servicing of digital assets speculations activity speculation activity, according to the statement. So basically, there might recently in South Korea there were they would hold competitions to what was it? Something to do with meme coins in the bars, and they would compete. I don't know which one goes, becomes the best or the biggest, something like that. And that, I mean, people would lose a lot of money on something they have no idea what it is. So I think it's a way to protect their citizens, and it's good. It's not bad so far. Hmm. This is a Visa tabs to expand stablecoin settlement across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So basically, they would be accepting stablecoin. Visa will accept stablecoins. Payment giant Visa last week announced a partnership with cryptocurrency infrastructure provider Aquanow to expand its stablecoin settlement services across Central and Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. The integration will enable Visa network of issuers and acquirers across the region to settle transactions using approved stablecoins such as USDC, according to an announcement from the company. The service provider 365-day settlement, eliminating the weekend and holiday delays associated with the traditional bank rails. Our partnership with Aquanow is another key step in modernizing the backend rails of payment, reducing reliance on traditional systems with multiple intermediaries, and preparing institutional for the future of money movement, said Godfrey Sullivan, head of product and solutions for SEMA or SEMIA, I think. I don't know. Visa first became, oh, Visa, the card, like Visa, like payment, right? Visa first became one of the first major payment networks to settle transactions stablecoin when it pivoted USDC payments in 2023. The company's stablecoin settlement volume has since scaled to 2.5 billion annualized run rate. So this is really good for two reasons. One is good for uh, DeFi users. Imagine if the DeFi users are not required to go deposit their money because they need that intermediary, whatever they need exchange, they need centralized exchange to transfer the USDT to it and then to their bank. Unless that exchange, centralized exchange, offers a card. Crypto.com offers a card that you can use, which is powered by Visa, I believe. Um, Coinbase offers a card. Bybit, I believe, offers a card. And those cards are tied to a some sort of a cashback in Bitcoin or some other incentives, right? But the thing is, remember yesterday we read a couple of articles, which wasn't not yesterday. I don't even remember what it was, right? But we read a couple of articles where we said UK and Europeans are trying to set rules, right? If your Bitcoin moves or if you exchange your Bitcoin into USDT or USDC or vice versa, or convert any of your crypto to another crypto, that is taxable event. Now, as soon as you use a centralized exchange, you transfer your money, your Bitcoin, into Coinbase, and then you convert it into USDT. That is a taxable event. You didn't profit anything, but you did a taxable event. If you convert that money from USDT, let's say Bitcoin to Ethereum, now that's a taxable event. There might be, I mean, the exchange end of the year, they will send you whatever the forms they send you, and it may say, hey, you maybe there's only a loss, but that's a taxable event that you need to report. Now the Europeans are going hard on this, right? We read that the other day Japan is, hey, saying, you know what, we know it's a crypto. I mean, these people kind of, sit with good profit, but why don't we go and say, instead of like charging them, I mean, taxing them 55% of whatever the capital is, we're going to go to 25% or 20%. So now that is in line with all tradings. Like if you invest in Facebook, or which is called Meta now, or Alphabet owned by Google, or any other, or maybe Apple, or maybe all of those, right? And you have a profit, like you stocks give you a profit, right? That's a taxable. Now that is also in line with the 20% that Japan is hitting on. If But in Europe it's not yet, but they're paving the way to make sure that DeFi exchanges, not even just only the exchanges, but the DeFi, between any connection between the DeFi and centralized exchanges, or the lending platforms which are part of the DeFi, but they're not fully DeFi because anybody can track the wallets and who owns the wallets, right? So lending and staking platforms, when you stake, right, or you lend you Bitcoin or you crypto somebody, and that person pays you 5%, 3%, 2%, right? That is a taxable in Europe. Well, America is not that yet. America is going after those who hiding their holdings in different countries. Let's say Bybit is in America. Now, if you went somewhere else and you get a card and you have a Bybit account somehow and you keep your crypto in there, well, up to this point, any taxes, the IRS won't go after that because they don't care. That's none of their business, right? But now they setting the regulations where IRS can literally request every exchange to send them the American accounts. So now those exchanges will report IRS all the holdings owned by American individuals, and then they will just sit and wait whether you report it or not. Now, if you don't report it, that's a violation. I don't know what happens after that because I'm not a tax professional, but basically that's what they're going. Now, this would help people because now you don't have to move your stablecoin out of the DeFi. It would be sitting there. The government have no idea who owns this. Well, until this point, because now you're using Visa to buy your ticket. Now, what is the name on the Visa account? Let's say you go to Dubai.com, Dubai, whatever airlines, and you buy a ticket. And you said, you know what? Oh, now I can pay Visa. And you go there, click there, and now you said, oh, you know what? I can pay with stablecoin. And you're like, okay, let me pay my stablecoin. That is in my what wallet? I know, right? Thank you, brother. I know, I understand. Now if you connect to your DeFi wallet, then boom, somehow they have a connection. They have a connection now. Now your DeFi wallet isn't so protected anymore because now you connected it to a centralized system that can literally required to report any movement of finances from what who paid and where they paid to, what was the reason, all of that stuff. They literally, because of the money laundering, whatever, right? Yeah, it's a Somali accent. You did it well. Yes, that's a Somali accent. Sorry, guys. Go visit my YouTube. It's on top of. I need your help on watch hours over there on YouTube. All right. I have enough subscribers, but I haven't been creating. And you know what YouTube does? They always destroy you. So help me out over there. But also, yeah. So now, what you always want to protect your DeFi wallet is to make sure you don't connect to any centralized exchanges where you are exposed. They know who you are, right? Payments too, payment rails. Be careful of payment rails. Now there's a lot of these platforms that you would see, oh, you can pay with your credit card. When you are buying Bitcoin using your DeFi wallet, when you're buying a crypto using your DeFi wallet, and they send you to a credit card, oh, now you can pay with your card. And now you go that intermediary, whatever they call it, I can't even say the word, right? That clears the payment, sends to the DeFi exchange, right? So that little platform you use now knows who you are because you can use your bank without letting them know who you are, where your address is, and maybe your social security sometimes. Now, if they have that, how? I mean, everybody knows who you are. Sorry. If you have that money in a DeFi wallet and it's 30, 40,000, the government already knows you. So you just say it. Not that you're hiding anything, not that I'm telling you to hide anything, but they know you. Just so you know. Just so you know. Don't be surprised when they tell you, hey, you know what? By the way, we know you have 200,000 sitting somewhere, and you haven't paid our half. So why don't you give us everything, or we will freeze the or freeze it. Don't be surprised when they do that to you. So basically, bottom line, make sure your DeFi wallet stays DeFi. It's not illegal. It's legal, and even United States is trying to keep away, because that's the whole reason of crypto. And during this administration and how much pressure they faced, right? Remember, I told you guys that Trump faced one of the harshest treatment when he was running for office, right? They debanked him. They did not want to take his deposits. They literally, like, they've done him wrong in big way. And because of what he did and the amount of money he has and his family and everything, he went so heavy on DeFi. He created World Liberty Finance, which is going to be a big player in DeFi. It's literally they building a bank on DeFi that you do not need a bank. You do not need anything else after that. He's partnering with XPireB. He's partnering with the Crypto.com. He's partnering, like, not him, but his kids are doing all of this activities, right? So he's building himself a net that he knows tomorrow when he leaves office, another idiot comes and they try to debank him. Hey, I'm sorry. Everything I want is in DeFi. Go catch it if you can. Because you can't stop a DeFi. You can't. So because he built that, and because he wants, oh man, my people on TikTok are so nice. Like it before it ends my entire life. It's gonna end the life. You guys need to just click on like if you can. Right? Because how they treated him, and he wants that way out, regardless of what happens. He wants to keep everybody aware, regulations and all that, or loopholes away from DeFi's. For now. Now, if the Democrats come, remember, Democrats will always say they will do opposite of what Trump is doing. So if he's heavy on crypto, if he's heavy on AI, if he's heavy on all those places, they would need a plan to run, right? And we know by November this year there's gonna be the midterm. So unless he clears, the way and passes a lot of regulations before that, then by June this year, this coming year, then you're gonna have the other side going um, really far against him, stopping crypto, implementing the joke point, whatever that was. Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep, go stay and enjoy with the family. Appreciate you guys, Brian. You are always here for me. Appreciate you, brother. I really appreciate you. Um, um, yeah, go enjoy with the family. Have fun. Enjoy the day. I hope it's not snowing. It's heavily snowing for us here. So go take your time, brother. Appreciate you. All right. So what else we have? What else we have? I went too far on that. So basically, that's what Visa is doing. Very soon you'll be able to use your assets, and hopefully, it's connected to. It's because somehow it's good. Somehow, if you don't, if you're not hiding anything, if you use money sitting on an exchange, even if it's like, hey, your USDT, USDC is sitting on an exchange like Coinbase or Binance, you don't want the hassle of transferring that money to the bank and waiting for a few days. Well, if you can use it, you would prefer to use it. So I think overall it's a good idea. The institutions are coming into crypto, and DeFi. It's a good thing that businesses will be able to accept Bitcoin and DeFi and stable coins more easily once they implement this, especially in Africa. Um, so it's good. It's good. It's a good thing. What else we have? Please hit the like if you're on my TikTok. TikTok is so weird. It just keeps trying to close my life all the time. Um, okay, here is an article that goes after the other article we read, which was talking about how XRB, there's a large amount of XRB movement, a lot of it moving out of exchanges. And whenever you see a lot of crypto moving out of exchanges, that means people are, those who bought the crypto are long-term holders. Long-term holders, they don't care. They just let it sit for many years, as much as like 10, 15, 20 years if they have to, unless they need it, or the price goes up really high and they want to take some profit. But most of it, they just let it sit. XRB liquidity, where is it? Liquidity is undergoing significant changes on-chain data reveals one of the largest synchronized drops across the major exchanges. Nearly every top platform reported a massive outflow, signaling potential shift in user behavior and institutional search strategies. Sorry. Analysts note that the total XRB held by exchanges has fallen sharply, suggesting either large-scale withdrawals migration to self-custody or internal rebranding. The total exchange held XRB dropped 15.86 trillion, a decline about 6%, 6 billion XRB since February, representing 29% of decrease. Upbit experienced 6.22 trillion XRB outflows, while Binance saw 2.56 billion XRB leave their platform. Bithumb followed with 1.77 billion XRB withdrawal over other major exchanges, including Upbit, eToro, Bybit, and Bitbank, reported roughly 50% balance drop. The figures suggest that users are increasingly moving assets off exchanges if possible into personal wallets or cold storage solutions. Meanwhile, a few platforms back the trend, if either gained 13.36, Congego Concheca saw an influx of 550 million XRB, and OKX reported about 10,000 spike. What? So maybe something good is coming out of XRB. Keep watching it. I don't hold. I don't like it. I'm not aligned with their philosophy. I don't like that they have 60 billion coins in the market. I'm sorry. I'm out. Turkmenistan. Remember we read another one. Is this the same one? I don't know all the Stan the countries. I can't even. Let's see. Something coming out of Turkmenistan. What are they doing? What are the Turkmens doing? I'm going to Turkmenistan when my YouTube hits 100,000. I'm going to Turkmenistan then. I'm moving out. Let's see why. Turkmenistan has approved a law that legalizes crypto mining. Yes, they tapping into the mining. Very smart. And operations of crypto exchanges from January 1st, 2026. bringing one of the world's most closed economies into the digital asset sector under strict state control. President Sendar Berdimuhammedov signed that law on virtual assets on November 28th, with state media saying it will define the legal and economic status of digital assets in the, like countries like Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, all those countries they need to open up. They're not. They closed. It's like Soviet Union again. Under the new framework, miners trading and trader trading platforms will need licenses to mandate registration with Central Bank of Turkmenistan, right? Both individuals, entrepreneurs, and legal entities can mine cryptocurrencies, but they must register their equipment to follow technical and safety rules while converting mining that uses someone else's hardware without consent is banned. So basically, um, institutions that are kind of like, oh, we'll rent you machines and run their own because, hey, maybe they're not doing mining, maybe they're doing something else, espionage. Meanwhile, cryptocurrency exchanges and other virtual asset service providers will only operate with central bank approved and must keep customer funds in cold storage custody. They will face full AMA and KYC obligations, including restrict user identification and ban on anonymous wallets and transactions, according to the local and regional reports. So basically, everybody who holds crypto in that country must be known. It's like a bank, so they're treating like a bank. Mm. Overall, they're not a stable nation, so they don't want their peace interrupted. At the same time, Turkmenistan will recognize these assets as objects of civil rights, but not as legal tenders, cryptocurrency, or securities. So basically, if you have digital assets, it's not a tender, it's not a cash. Authorities will retain a broad power to halt or reverse token issues and to run or authorize the main blockchain infrastructure. If that is insane, so they basically need a backdoor to every exchange. Huh. So they want to be part of the validators. They want to be stakeholders basically and say have a say on what's happening. That's what they want. Now that's very dangerous. I mean, then why even have a crypto if it's gonna go that far? Here's Arthur Hayes, the one I was talking about earlier. Arthur is a co-founder of crypto derivatives exchange BitMEX, has warned that most layer one blockchains token outside of Ethereum and Solana are likely to survive long term, unlikely to survive long term. In an interview with Alcon Daily, okay, I kind of listened this one. He argued that many newly launched network despite attracting nearly new investor nearly invested what despite attracting early investor attentions lack sustainable fundamental and carry infinite of valuations, and that's what I'm talking about. When they have infinite valuations, Okay. Hayes emphasizes that essential hype often creates short-term price gains, but does not guarantee ensure enduring success of these projects, and that's true. It's like a lot of these projects really sound good, right? You look at the economics. The economics is really amazing. The teams they say in the building is amazing. The problems they say they're solving is really cool, right? But they're not really building anything yet. And because of that, they're losing the long term investors at the same time, right? And you look at one of the projects I was looking at, and I really love this project, to be honest with you. I love it more than Sui. Everybody's hyping Sui, but I really love this project more than Sui. It's Aptos, right? Now, I was checking Aptos. If you look at the market cap, it's $1.5 billion. Okay, you would say that's cool, right? FDV is not that far away. It's 2.5, so basically one $1 billion extra. If you look at circulating supply, it's only 700 million, so then you would say that's good. Total supply that is supposed to reach will be 1.8 billion coins. And you look at all that, and that everything sounds positive. But all time low was 4 hours ago for Aptos. Now you look at it and you're like, hey, it's low valuation. It's really amazing project and I love it, right? And you're like, it's not diluting the market. It's on 1.8. It's at $2, but it is at all time low. It's like the bottom of the bottom. So now, what is wrong with it? So basically, Arthur Hayes is talking about that and say, hey, a lot of these layer ones sound good, and they tell you they will solve this problem and that problem. But if you look at the technicalities, they won't survive. Why? Because we clearly see that despite being 2026, 2025, and this is supposed to be the top of the bull market, we see that chains like Aptos is still pushing to all-time lows. This is a coin that went to all-time high of $19, almost $20 in 2023, 3 years ago, right? But it's standing. It went $1.98  4 hours ago today, all-time low. So basically, that's what Arthur Hees is talking about. Is he's literally say he's only saying like, hey, they sound good. You look at the technicals and everything, but technicals is not what's saving the projects. It's actual contribution. What are they building? What is the fundamentals? Right? You can't just have a meme coin that's dying off. Like Aptos is a meme coin that's dying off. All time lows, right? There's no press conference. There is nothing that they say they're building it. So despite how much you like, I really love what they're doing. Like that won't take anywhere. Like you can buy it, but it's slowly bleeding out. And you have compared that to chains like Cardano and all the negativity. Everybody hates them. Like if you read majority of the articles written from about a Cardano, it's all about trashing them. It's all about it's gonna do this, do nothing. It's dying. It's but no, it's number 10 for the entire crypto market, despite No major YouTuber is supporting them. No, you won't find a single major YouTuber that's hyping Cardano. You'll see like multiple articles written about them. That is, it's dying, it's this. It's literally the last couple of days that I've seen a positive articles about them. But no, it's top 10 despite all of that. They've been attacked last week. But no, the chain survived. Yeah, they taken forever. Yeah, they taken forever to build. But it's not like Aptos. It's 2000% up since inception. That was 8 years ago. So Cardano was all-time lows 8 years ago. It left that's in history. It will never go back to 1 cent. That's 1 cent, by the way. We've seen a lot of projects do that kind of movement so quickly. And you look at it and you're like, wow, well, year to date it's down. Obviously, it's down 60%. So it's everything else. Bitcoin is down like 32% or 30%, whatever it is right now. Right? Ethereum was where? Was 5,000, eyeing $5,000. Right? And now you see. Look at Solana. Everybody's. I mean, he says that Solana and Ethereum will survive, but if you look at tokenomics and how things last movement, like Cardano with all the FUD is down 60% year to date. Wait a minute. How about Solana? 53% down. There's no difference. Nope. There's no difference. It's holding number 7, right? Tokenomics is 559 million in the market, or circulating supply 615 million total supply, right? It's trading at $76 billion. So it will survive, obviously, because it's a strong chain. But also, is it building something tangible? No, it's not building, because what got Solana where it is the meme coin hype. But check it on every single meme coin that was built on Solana. It's basically entirely dead. It's not there. So from now on, they need to come up with something else instead of relying on meme coins, because meme coins may not come back next year. Cardano, it's similar to Cardano then in that case, because hey, what else does Solana have to rely other than institutional hype, other than people favoring one coin over the next? Nothing else. I love Avalanche. I love Avalanche because thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate you. Yeah, I need some of those likes, otherwise the TikTok is gonna close. I like Avalanche, but Avalanche is 90% down. I tell everybody, if you want Solana in really cheap Solana, you just buy Avalanche, because the circulating supply is less than circulating supply of Solana. The max supply is close to max supply of Solana, but the price is way different. You can literally 10x, and it won't feel like it's highly overvalued like Solana. What is the difference between the two? Where one got the entire meme coin hype, and everybody was buying it because of the hype on meme coins, and the other one haven't gotten there. It did not touch that hype. It hasn't tapped into that. But when gaming picks up, that is when Avalanche will wake up. That's what I believe. It's 67% down. It's what every other coin is doing year to date. You have their hash graph. It went crazy. It's still up like insane. The low was 6 years ago, right? It's down 74%. That was 4 years ago. All time low, 57 cent. Oh no, yeah, all time high of 4 years ago. Like 4 years ago, it has not gotten to all. I haven't seen another all time high. So when he says the chains that or the layer ones that will survive are the ones that are actually doing something tangible. There will be the chains that are actually building. We know Avalanche is building gaming. Avalanche has is trying to get into what was that W something that everybody was thought like it's gonna save their lives, real world assets, right? Avalanche is in AI some cases. Avalanche is building coins in projects that have that are in the that's going to be in the social media. So when Arthur Hayes comes and he says, hey, the survival of most of these coins rely on what they built, he's not wrong. We see that in the entire crypto market. Now, you could argue that, hey, yeah, he said that, but why Monero and Zcash are hiving? Why are they going up, right? Because they're not building anything. Monero is not building anything, right? And he talked about that when he gave the interview and he said, well, in 2026, the whole idea is going to be privacy. We use the meme coin. Basically, he's telling you we use the meme coin hype in last 2 years. It worked really good. It made millionaires, right? And well, there's no layer one hype to use because you got millions of, because a lot of layer ones. That is not a hype, right? Ethereum got nothing to hide to be, it's Ethereum basically. It's slow, it's expensive, it's trying to monetize itself, but it's got the first mover advantage. It's sitting there. You can do contract, a lot of stuff in there, right? You can build applications on it. Every stablecoin needs it because it's built on it. That's just basic first mover advantage. Now, it has huge backing when it comes to institutional investors, and they see and they're like, maybe one time we can push Ethereum to $2 trillion. If we push Bitcoin to $10 trillion or even $6 trillion, then Ethereum will at least be $2 to $3 trillion. So now to them is matter of number. They don't care who uses or what they build. Those are the ETFs. All they see is the number, and they just want to see that number go up. So Arthur Hayes is a very smart individual. Okay. Despite the challenges facing new L1s, Hayes identifies Ethereum and Solana. Man, I can't even read anything. Where's my? I think I was lifelong. I don't know. Large banks and organizations prefer public networks with over private chains due to security and utility advantages. Layer two solutions like Arbitrum and Optimism will help Ethereum scale while maintaining privacy and positioning it for sustained growth. So basically, that was the reason why Ethereum needed layer twos, because hey, it was just a useless chain, very expensive. If you're 2021, you know what I'm talking about. Solana currently, according to Hayes, remains the second largest L1, preferring benefiting from previous meme coin activities. However, he acknowledges that meme coin driven has slowed, and it may never come back. Basically, Solana is gonna need another direction, and that might be uh, that direction might be the ETFs. Okay, what time is it? 4:30. I hope it's not snowing. We'll check the snow one more time. All right. So that's what's going on so far. So far, so good. Man, these phones are just weird. YouTubers, thank you so much for being here.